Well, thanks for joining me on this video, and this must be one of the oldest cases of 411 missing and most bizarre cases I've ever heard of. I've watched so many videos on the 411 missing cases, and this by far is one of the greatest that I've ever heard. So this dates back to 1902 in South Wales. Little valleys made up of collieries in little towns are scattered right down through South Wales to give you kind of a rough guide of the area that I'm talking about. These areas are based on mountain ranges, high valley walls and little towns at the bottom, mostly designed for colliery workers who were working at the mines and in the pits at the time. This area is built up of mainly coal mining. It was quite a booming area before the coal mining. A lot of the mines got closed here. But this story, in 1902, a young 5-year-old boy in the April goes missing. He takes a horse and cart ride some 5 miles to a nearing town, Aberman. He lived in Aberdare, but he went missing in Aberman, which is a small town. There's a local co-op there, and he's there and he's shopping with his mum, and she's one end doing her business, and he was the other end of the shop doing his. And all of a sudden, young Willie disappears from this shop. Pretty well much that day, there's a massive search in the immediate area. In fact, the pits even got closed while the miners and all the guys were out searching everywhere for this boy. The whole community pulled together. So there was probably a lot of people involved in the immediate search. Going back to 117 years ago, you didn't have all the amazing search and rescue kit that you have today. Eyes, ears and a lot of walking probably was what was being done. And they scour the whole area and they find nothing. Young Willie had just disappeared from a local shop, completely disappeared. So it's 2 weeks later, and a huntsman and the hounds were hunting the top of the mountain range, some 3+ miles away from where he went missing, and the body of young Willie was found. There is a memorial there now. It's not far, it's on the same mountain range that I'm on here. His body is found, and he is literally curled up, wearing his tanned hat that he had, and his tanned boots, and his velvet cap that he was wearing at the time. The coroner ruled that the day that young Willie went missing, he probably made it to the top of the mountain, and he died, and the coroner ruled that he died of exposure. I really can't believe a 5-year-old boy would have made that climb. It's such a hard climb. It would have been horrendous conditions to go through to get up there, and without nobody seeing him. That's what really baffles the mind, when you immediately realise that boy's gone missing and everyone in the town starts searching. Back then there was a massive community spirit, remember. It's not like today. Everyone knew who their neighbours were, and everyone knew from neighbouring towns who their neighbours were. So immediately that search would have been started straight away. All them people looking and finding nothing. And a fortnight later, the body of young Willie was found on top of a mountain. There is a memorial, and I'll drop some pictures in. I've actually been up there myself. It's not far from where I live. But he died on that mountain range. And the coroner reckons that he kind of got up there and just curled up, died of exposure. The young, in April up here in the mountain ranges, it's pretty cold, it's chilly. But I still can't believe how this young boy got up there and what drew him. Did he take a wrong path? Was it a road to nowhere that he led up to? Going back through the maps, you can't really see what it would have been like that in that time. You know, the layout of the land, it wouldn't have been much different from what it was today. Maybe a few cart roads up to the mountain ranges. But how does a 5-year-old boy walk 3+ miles, lay down and die, and you've got whole communities looking for him? You can only imagine the pain and the suffering that poor boy went through. But the case was solved in some sense. At least they had some closure. They found a body. And in some 411 missing cases, they never find nothing. And I think sometimes we got to remember doing these videos that they are real people on the end of these videos. Real families have been affected, real communities have been affected by this person that disappeared. He touched the hearts of many peoples up in South Wales, and he still does today. Many older folks will always tell their grandchildren about young Willie and how he went missing. One of the oldest 411 missing cases, and it fits the bill of kind of him disappearing near on without a trace. Nobody had seen him. He ends up on top of a mountain. There is water around there, there's boulders around there, everything that highlights a 411 missing case. It just makes me wonder whether he took a wrong turn. But how does somebody 5 walk that distance? And through the terrain, it's even hard for me to walk that distance. And I don't believe that he made it on the night. I think it was probably a couple of nights it would have taken him to get up there. But only we can part guess. And like we do with all the 411 missing cases, how we part guess what really went wrong. Communities will always be affected by people that go missing, especially if they're characters like young Willie was. A young boy will always touch the hearts, or a young girl, or a young person's always touch the hearts of local communities who go missing. But just remember, on all these cases, there is a family that's still looking, and every day looking for their loved ones. And I hope some of them cases do get solved. It can't all be doom and gloom. But I will leave some pictures of young Willie's memorial, which is on top of the mountain up here. Amazing. I'll try and leave a couple of links so you can read some articles on him and tell me what you think. Very bizarre and very sad. So thanks for joining me on this one, guys. This is of course one of the oldest 411 missing cases I've ever heard of. And today, after being up there and looking at the terrain, baffles me how a 5-year-old boy can go missing from a shop, a busy shopping area, and end up 3+ miles on top of a mountain. Very sad. Guys, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It does help. Speak to you on the next one. Don't forget, wait till the end of the video and I'll chuck in some pictures for you. It's a sad day.